I mean, obviously you have a lot of the classic ones of like Sleeping Beauty in particular. Like, oh, you're hot. And we live forever.
And obviously they tried to throw the curveball. It's like, oh, they're supposed to be married in the first place, so it's like, oh, they fell in love, and so it's like, no.
It's just kind of weird. I mean, maybe
he was just kind of creeping on her the whole time, and then
yeah. Same thing with Snow White, just kind of a weird relationship. But getting into like actual relationships in movies, what's his name? Sven and Anna. What's his name?
Kristoff.
Yeah,
Sven's the reindeer. Like, I want to like that relationship because I feel it's like, oh, you think Kristoff is going to go with Elsa because it's the ice and the thing, and it feels like it.
I just don't feel chemistry there.
Yeah, like, you want to feel like their relationship was almost forced.
Yeah, like, that whole movie to me it screams of last minute changes and it bugs the shit out of me.
Like I said, I want to like their relationship. I really do, but there's something about it is just, like I said, it feels forced.
Tarzan and Jane is a pretty good relationship.
Oh, yeah, because it was like... Obviously, she's attracted to him, because, he's a big, buff, half-naked dude.
Another worse one. Pocahontas and, what's his name, John Smith?
Oh, my God. I think that's the worst one. That is my vote for the worst Disney romance ever.
Like, I don't even consider it a romance. She's like just super nice, and he just happened to be there.
Yeah, even though he's just like he tries to like not be racist, but like he's the kind of racist where it's like he doesn't have any negative feelings toward these people. That's just like
no. You know what is easily in a way number one worst? There's only one correct answer, and it's gonna be pretty controversial, and I can feel the hate mail already coming. Ariel and Eric.
Oh my God!
Literally, both of they only like each other because they are both attractive. That is it. There's no other connection with them.
Bring on the hate mail, I frickin' dare you.
Like, there's nothing there. He doesn't talk to her.
She literally doesn't talk at all. I mean, what would men out there, what would you do if an amazingly... Because it is part of the story that she is good looking.
Like, that is her deal.
Like, she is very attractive. I'll bet she's 15, 16 years old, but let's put that aside. Yeah. Pretend a girl who...
just amazingly beautiful, washed up nude on your beach, and they fall in love and get married within, what, a week of meeting each other?
I mean, granted, they try to, do the time by where it was really awkward for him, but eventually, like, when they got to spend some time with each other, and then the animals sing that song where it's kind of poking them.
Pork the girl.
But, yeah, I love The Little Mermaid, I really do, because I try not to rip apart movies like that, and when I do, I don't...
Yeah, I mean, it's like I said before, I'm a little mixed on it just because it's really weird when you go back and watch it as an adult, but as a kid, I loved it.
Oh, yeah, songs are super catchy.
Yeah.
The characters are funny.
I mean, just a good movie in general, but just, it's very weird when you go back to watch it. Like, I know a lot of Disney movies, like, recently, the big hot button thing is like, oh, bad message for girls. It's like, really? I can understand if you hand-pick ones. Like, all right, Snow White, not really a message there to begin with.
Yeah. I mean, when it comes right down to it, they're fairy tales.
Yeah, like, all right.
It's supposed to be like...
Like, I hear a lot of them that are, like, really weird, though.
Like, if you take
Cinderella, oh, that's a bad story. She needed a man. But, like...
her life sucked. She worked her ass off. She was patient above everything.
I hear a lot of
she deserved to have her dreams come true.
Yeah, well, here's the thing I always hear about it. Is like, oh, she needed a man to help her get out. Like, here's the real moral of Cinderella. If you work hard, good things will happen. That is the moral.
Yeah.
I don't know why everybody needs to, like, find fault in that movie.
Yeah, like, Cinderella's one of the coolest, like, not cool, but she's one of the more interesting, screw it. She's one of the cooler Disney characters. She's, I mean, outside of being attractive, because that's, like, a staple for any Disney princess.
I mean, like, what Disney princesses aren't attractive?
I mean...
short list.
Like, she's a hardworking, she's patient. That is her number one virtue.
Well... kindness.
Patience. Kindness and patience.
Yeah.
Like, And like
I do have one problem, and I am going to call it right now on this video, which is going to come out months before even the second trailer. The fact they changed Cinderella's... Because originally she lived with her mother, or her father, and he died. That's when she went to go live with her evil stepaunt. In the new movie, she lives with her mother, which is kind of scaring me already. And
no. What happened? No. What happened is that her mom and her dad is in the relationship with her mom, and the mom dies, so he remarries, and then he dies.
He married the evil stepmom?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
And then he dies.
Does the stepmother kill the father, or is it never said?
I can't remember if it's like in the... I think it might be hinted. I think in like the original fairy tale, she does it.
Yeah.
To get like his inheritance. But I don't think it's ever actually mentioned. But
the sheer amount of man hate in Maleficent, I hope doesn't taint Cinderella, because I really want Cinderella to be good.
Yeah, I was so upset when I found out, because my girlfriend / my fiance rather, Erin, really wanted to see it. I did not want to see it after I found out what it was about, because I'm a huge villain fan. I love Disney villains. And they're always... Villains are some of my favorite characters. They're well written. And Maleficent is one of the most, if not the most, iconic Disney villain ever.
Yeah.
And she's just supposed to be this pure evil force.
Yeah.
And they turned her into a likable anti-hero.
Like, they decided to, like, ruin every other character in that movie just to make her seem somewhat cool. They took the Frozen thing from the end. And, just dumb.
If they had made it like, okay, this is what she was like when she was a kid, and then it showed her why she became evil, that would have been perfectly fine. And you cut it like right when she puts the curse on Aurora. But no, that was like half of the movie, and then the other half was them retelling their version of Sleeping Beauty.
You know what the worst thing is? Is the ending of Sleeping Beauty is fucking awesome. Like the sword fight with the dragon and the prince, not in the movie.
Oh,
why would you take out what is probably the coolest scene of him running through the brambles, like sword fighting away? Awesome.
Yeah.
Not in this movie. Like, fuck you. And just not a good movie other than that. So, alright.
Okay, last topic. Villain fates. Like, there are some villains... Like I said, I love villains.
Frollo deserved to die.
Yeah. Like, there are some characters that deserve to die. Frollo. Scar. Maleficent. These characters, they need to die. Like, they have to die in order for the hero to...
Doesn't technically die, but he goes to where dead people are.
Yeah.
Hercules literally grabs him and punches his face in. Like, there is no more, like, manly ending of a movie than that. Like, you come back, you're like, I fuck with my girlfriend. Pow! In the face. Dents his face in. It's like, awesome.
Well, but I think the character, like, we'll save him for the very last one we talk about. I'm just trying to think. Like, there are some characters that, like...
Favorite Disney villain, before we get to, like, that kind of...
Scar. Number one. I think Scar is the best Disney villain they've ever written. Like, you see The Lion King, first thing you see is the big happiness, and all of a sudden, it gets to the thing. The first character you officially meet, and you get to know, like, the personality of right away, is Scar. And you can tell. Disney does... One of the best things Disney does is you can tell in almost every one of their movies immediately who the villain is.
Yeah.
And it's usually one of the first characters you meet. Like Jafar. Jafar is literally the first character you meet, just like in The Lion King. You can tell he's the villain right away just by the way he looks.
Gaston, when he sees Belle, points his gun at her. Like, there she is. Zahara. But, I have two. Frollo, just a horrible human being. Like, no redeeming qualities whatsoever. He beat a mother to death.
Like, yeah, like, he's definitely one of the better ones, just because he's such a real person. And it makes you think there are real people like that out there, and he uses his status and he uses his religion to, like, make excuses for his actions. and he feels like he's doing a just thing, like he's doing God's work. Those are the worst kinds of people. Like,
it's got another romantic couple we didn't even talk about. Lady and the Tramp.
oh yeah.
Other great one. But, alright, and my other top villain, just because he used to terrify the shit out of me when I was a kid, the bear from Fox and the Hound. Like, house-sized bear. Like, they're just some giant bear. Like, easily the scariest. Like, I'm pretty sure that bear kicked Maleficent's ass. He's, like, knocking trees down and shit. Like, he's like, fuck you.
Oh, God.
Worst villains. Like, worst realized villains.
Worst realized villains.
I'll throw out mine first. I already know who I want to go with. The leader of the Huns from Mulan.
Oh, yeah, by
He
far
has
and away.
no character development whatsoever. Like,
Yeah.
I kind of have a feeling they were worried they would offend their Chinese viewers, and like this was the movie for them. So you couldn't really like make him, you know, a villain that you could relate to. But he literally has nothing.
He's just a presence there that, you know, like, oh, we gotta go defeat these guys.
Like, he's visually a cool-looking villain, but
Very intimidating looking, but he's
we
just
literally
boring.
have nothing about him. Like,
It's just boring as
does he
hell.
have a name?
Yeah, he's got a name. I don't remember what it is. Something Asian. Yeah, he's gonna be
Genghis
my
jerk.
vote. He's my vote for the worst Disney villain. He just
I mean, I'm trying to
sucks.
think of any other ones that weren't particularly great.
Pinocchio didn't really have one.
Hans. You know, he's like not even a villain, really. Like, I would say the villain was Anna and Elsa's parents being horrible parents and letting her powers run loose. Like, Hans really doesn't cause any sort of evil in the movie. He's just kind of he is the kind of evil that's like, you see an old lady trip in the road and like you see like a car slowly approaching her, and like you can easily run out there and signal the car, and you're just like, let's see where this goes.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I have to disagree a little tiny bit. I actually kind of like the fact that Hans just randomly the villain. I don't know. I mean, I kind of liked that idea. At the same time, I thought it was kind of weird. But like, he's just got that weird, sinister motive. But he's definitely not the best. I don't think he's the worst.
I would literally put him right on the head of the Huns from Mulan. just weird. Not a good character.
You know what? The guy from Wreck-It Ralph. I really liked him as a villain.
The Candy King.
Like, because you didn't expect it. Like, you kind
Yeah,
of...
that was a good, pretty good twist. I mean, there were hits to drop, but I didn't see it the first time seeing it.
Oh, yeah. Like, it was very cleverly done, in my opinion. He wasn't the greatest villain, but, like, after, like, it was revealed that he was the villain, you kind of were like, oh, I actually really like this character, but now I have to hate him. Those are the worst. But yeah, bad guy from Mulan, fucking terrible.
Yeah, like, and that I love everything about that movie, but like him as a character just like got no development whatsoever. Which, if I had to take either like Chinese Wolverine and his friends, or backstory on the Huns, I guess I would take them. I'd take the Warriors 3. So you know what, I'm alright, I guess. But it's just weird that every other villain, I kind of say, this is why that character did this. But Hans, and the head of the Huns, we have no explanation of why. Like, Hans is just a douchebag, and the Huns are apparently just evil people.
Yeah.
Like, if you're from Mongolia, apparently you're evil, according to the Mulan movie. You just fucking burn little girls' toys and shit.
Just mass murder children.
You like sniff on shit. Like,
Sulfur. Yeah,
you just like punch your way out of avalanches and shit. You're just like so evil.
Yeah, and there was like
can't kill you.
he had like 4 other guys helping. Like, how did I can understand why he was able to get out of the snow. There's like one little spindly dude that was able to climb. How the fuck did he do that?
They needed the Warriors 3 to do something. He had a scary bird. Alright, so villains who aren't really villains. I think that's our last topic.
Villains are I got Lilo and Stitch, because you have like
The captain of the alien guys is the bad guy, right?
he's the bad guy, and then like in the cartoon,
Yeah, like the big.
he becomes the bad guy, like with Dr. Hamsterville. But at the end of the series, spoiler alert, he redeems himself and becomes a good guy, and everybody lives happily ever after.
Here's like one that's kind of really talked about a lot, but I think it should be brought up. Gaston. Not really a villain. I mean, is he kind of a douchebag?
He is the antagonist of the movie, but I think...
Like, he's not actively hurting Belle. He's not, like, sneaking into her house or stalking her. It's not like... I hear a lot of people call him a womanizer. He's not really a womanizer. Like, we never see him hit on other women and then, like, also hit on Belle.
He only has eyes for Belle. Like, you can't call someone a woman... I think it's kind of prudish to call... If you have a crush on somebody... Yeah. You're gonna try to get that person's attention, and but Gaston, what makes him an antagonist or a villain to some people is that he doesn't know when to quit, and then when he gets humiliated
in his normal life, he doesn't quit. Like he continually hunts more and more animals.
Yeah, and again, Gaston, he's most likely from like a wealthy family, and he's used to getting everything he wants. So when the one time he doesn't get what he wants, he doesn't know what to do. He just keeps going and going and going, and he just kind of slowly starts losing it. Because Gaston is a beloved member of this town. Like, there isn't a single person that doesn't like Gaston.
Yeah, I mean...
Like, even Belle didn't hate him at first.
You could say having... her father brought to the mental asylum was kind of like an evil thing, but at the same time, he is kind of known around town as crazy old Maurice.
Yeah, like, I mean, he used that to his advantage, but, like, again, like, he was, like, pushed there. Like, I think Belle broke him in a way.
Yeah.
Where, like,
I don't think he put the blame on her, but I think...
Oh, no.
I just don't think he deserved to die.
Oh, no. Absolutely not. I think it would have been funny... or more appropriate if he was more kind of shunned and kind of like became this. His status had fallen, basically.
Alright, here's how I would redo the movie. So you have the fight, Beast knocks him out, just unconscious. And, well, first and foremost, he has his gun. Because why the hell did he have a crossbow in the final thing? Like, he had a gun the entire movie. So, they have the fight, Beast gets shot in the arm. He bitch smacks, Gaston knocks him out, his gun goes over the side, and then you have everything else that happens in the movie. Beast turns into a human. Like, the townspeople are like, oh, ooh, wow, he's a real person, They stop fighting, and then you have Gaston pull his knife from his boot and go to kill him, and then, like, he gets restrained by the townspeople. And, like, then you could say, you know what, he's a bad person, he should go to jail. Getting murdered by the Beast...
Yeah, just kind of falling to his imminent demise was a little much. I just don't think it's something he really deserved.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, Gaston is an asshole, and he deserved to be punished in a way, but not to that extent. Like, I've seen more evil Disney villains not.
Or you know what I would have taken? If he'd been restrained and instead of going to jail, like, he kept talking about, like, there's a beast up there. And, like, then they put him in the wagon and took him to the mental asylum. He's like, why won't no one listen to me?
And then, like, you see LeFou get it on with the triplets, like, at the end. That would have been funny. I think something like that would have been hilarious.
Like, that's, if I had to rewrite the very ending of Beauty and the Beast, that's what I would do.
Yeah, because Gaston is one of the most beloved Disney villains, I think, just because of that.
Like, I don't even consider him, like, a villain, really. He just... He's like a plot point.
Yeah. Like I said, like, it's hard to... Like, I don't like calling him a villain.
But, I mean, like, even when you look at it, like, everybody in town kind of reinforces Gaston's belief that, what's wrong with Belle? Why won't she be with me?
Yeah.
Especially when, even, like, the very opening, they're all like, why isn't Belle with Gaston?
Yeah.
Like, it's not like, why is Gaston such a fucking prick?
Yeah.
Like, Gaston is the town hero, the coolest guy in the town. He'd probably take care of her. I mean, I don't see any reason to believe he wouldn't.
Oh, yeah. Gaston, he's most likely very rich, considering, like, they have his portrait, like a giant-ass portrait.
Yeah.
He has his own chair in the tavern.
That he made himself.
The guy is clearly well-loved by this town.
Yeah, and you also have to take into account, it's not 2014, people. Like, that was generally an assumed thing. Even if you took it just for being in, like, I don't even know what time period I would consider that to be. 1700s?
Probably medieval.
Well, yeah, musket.
Late medieval time. Oh, yeah, that's true. He did have a musket. Shit.
He had like a rapid fire musket. I don't know what the hell he had.
Yeah, that's a very good question.
But I mean, everything in total